Foreplay channel. I'm Bella.
I'm Jace.
And today we are here with special guests John and Jackie from Coletteclubs and Open Love 101. And we are so excited to talk to them and interview them today and for you guys to get to know them. And before we get into today's video,
make sure to leave this video a like, it really helps us out. Subscribe so you never miss me post a video. And then comment down below if you guys have any questions about this video or there's any videos you want to see in the future, and then we can make those.
We feel like this is a surreal moment for us because John and Jackie, especially if you're familiar with our podcast and have heard a lot of our stories, Coletteclubs and John and Jackie have been such a huge integral part of our lifestyle journey. So thank you guys so much for being here and being able to share your story with our viewership, and hopefully you guys are going to learn so much from them.
Well, thanks for inviting us. We're excited.
So if you guys want to hear that story, make sure that you guys go to our podcast. We will link it right down below. And today's video is all about how to be a great host for a swingers party. So what do you think are a few key elements that makes for a great lifestyle party?
Well, I think one of the number one things for having a great lifestyle party is the venue where you're going to have it. It needs to be a place where you, I mean, depending on the size of your party, of course, you could probably have it in your condo if you're just having one or two couples over. But if you want to have a bunch of people over, it needs to be a place that can accommodate those people. You know, good music, so maybe a good sound system inside. Even if it's in your home, I think it's important to have, you know, a decent sound system so people can really get with the vibe of the music.
Swingers, let's not forget that.
Yep,
that's a key element.
It's funny, when I think to like parties that I've gone to, sometimes it's a theme, like the hosts come up with something fun for everybody to do. We've done even like an ugly Christmas sweater party. That was hilarious. Games, you know, things that kind of get people interacting.
If it's during the day, it's nice to have a pool.
Okay, yeah.
Because you can, you know, because you can, or at night even too, like a hot tub, because then that can kind of lead, especially if they're newer people that haven't quite crossed the line yet, then you can get naked in the hot tub, and you know, things can happen in the hot tub. It just leads to, at least to more fun.
Do you guys recommend to go from like a daytime party into a nighttime party, or do you think it's better to have a daytime party or a nighttime party?
I think one or the other.
One or the other.
Too much.
Yeah, it's too long.
You know, especially if it's daytime, you're out in the sun, and it kind of wears you down. Well, in the summertime, it gets darker later, so now all of a sudden your party, it's not going to be dark until after 9.
Right.
And you're tired from the sun, so is it nap time? I don't know. So I think one or the other for sure.
What kind of foods and drinks do you recommend to offer?
Well, drinks, we just offer everything and
Yeah.
anything, because you know everybody's
Everything
going to
too.
have a different, you know, a different palate for that. And then for us, I feel like depending on the time of day that you're having the party, finger foods are always just like super easy.
Do you have like a favorite finger food that's a go-to for a swinger
Chips
party?
and salsa.
Yeah, chips and
Okay.
salsa.
But we're here in Texas.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking. Okay, this is-
Maybe some chips and guac.
Okay.
Right.
Or
Vegetables and hummus.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah. We're big on charcuterie boards.
Oh,
and so
yeah.
anything
You can
that's
just
kind of
pick,
any
yeah.
kind of finger food. This would be a great charcuterie board table. A grazed table.
Fruit is always a big hit too.
Well, you wouldn't think it would be, but it is.
It
has to,
is.
especially
Every
our
time
afternoon
I do
parties.
it, yeah.
People just go through the fruit.
Do you guys do any dessert type of?
Well,
Stuff like
sugar's
that,
always like a
yeah.
great thing.
For nighttime things, sugar cookies. She makes some great sugar cookies, and they're a hit
sugar
always.
cookies,
And if you
yeah.
don't have time to cook, Oreos, they
That's
please
Okay.
everybody. So Oreos and peanut butter.
Well,
Nut butter, peanut butter.
we've done like candy charcuterie boards.
Yeah.
You know, like where you just have all the
Yeah.
different snacks that you can pick up. Just anything you can grab in your hand.
And then I think whipped cream. Because whipped
Yeah.
cream can really go from being something to put on a slice of pie to something to put on later.
Yeah. What amenities do you think should be offered, such as protection or ice for drinks, etc.?
Definitely ice. In our clubs, we offer, you know, protection.
Yeah.
In our house parties, not so much. I think people normally bring their own. Other amenities, though, in our house parties, we normally have a DJ.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, today DJs can be pretty portable, so they can even bring, you know, a decent sound system.
What have you found works best when it comes to setting up playrooms at parties?
In our home, we just have the beds the way they are. You know,
Yeah.
probably bottled water in the bedrooms, towels, wet wipes are good to have in the bathrooms. Probably not by the bed, but in the bathrooms at least.
Lubes.
Yeah.
What about for like
Yeah.
lighting? Do you guys have a preference with more colorful lighting or something like be mood lighting at all?
No, we love dimmer switches. So we have dimmer switches on all of our lights. So we'll just make sure the lights are dimmed down enough to where you can see who you're with, but you maybe can't see all the details. And in the clubs, the same. Normally in the playrooms at clubs, we have the lights kind of subdued, and we don't use a lot of colored lighting. But I think that's personal preference. I've done some parties where we've had parties in hotels where we'll rent a block of rooms and we'll go in and change all the light bulbs to red light bulbs because they're not on dimmer switches. At least they used to not be.
Yeah.
So that kind of sets a mood. Or Christmas lights are great to set.
Yeah, like any of those kind of.
Twinkle lights. Yeah.
We always like reds and purples. We feel like.
Yeah.
Or
Like
a sexy color,
color.
or just
Right.
like dim
Yeah.
yellowish light. Yeah, that's.
But today too, you can buy really inexpensively LED wash lights like you would have in a club.
Yeah.
And set them up, with the color and just do a wall wash that can really set a mood. And
Yeah.
We have some of those, and we'll link those down below in the description for you guys to check out.
And then disco balls. You can't
Disco
go wrong
balls.
with disco balls.
yeah,
Fun. Yeah.
We've been to some that they have some kind of laser lighting.
Almost
And
like you put
it's
outside,
like
almost
a-
like the Christmas lights on houses, but it's those ones that move around and
Yeah.
like a light show almost, and that's usually pretty cool.
That's fun for where there's the dancing is going to
Yeah.
be. But that has nothing to do with playroom. So. So our last question is, has there been any unexpected issues while hosting parties that have arisen that you've learned from that you can share to help others if they happen to come across the same kind of problem?
Gosh, I can't think of.
Probably don't want to give people permission to go through your swimsuit drawer.
Somebody did that. You would think that'd be common sense, yeah.
We tell people make yourself at home,
Oh, okay.
but sometimes when people get a little bit too much to drink, and then all of a sudden you find a lot of people making themselves at home in your closets or something like that.
I mean, I think really designated areas.
Yeah, so we want to open our home to everybody, but there has to be a line drawn somewhere. And when you start drinking too much, and don't think about those lines being crossed. Every place, make yourself at home except our closet space, or something like that.
So like set boundaries,
Yeah, like
basically.
designated, this is a no zone. Make yourself at home, but don't go to these
And
couple
then-
places. These are
right.
off limits for
Yeah, I don't really like doing that, but we found that it's probably best to just kind of put it out there.
Police
So
tape up. Like,
I think that's great advice.
You don't want to go. We've been to some parties where they had like a sign up that said, or they had a house rules
Oh, really?
sign. Yeah, that said, whatever their house rules were.
No, and I think that's a great idea. It's like, I know you're going to be excited, but don't be, don't jump off the sofa.
And it was also good because if anyone had drank too much, there was a sign like on this door, like this was a kid's room or whatever it was, that said,
Yeah.
please do not enter this room.
Yeah.
And so even if people were maybe forgot, it was a clear little reminder that was, hey, let's just not do this. And I think that made it so people don't even have to think twice about the rules that people set. So
Yeah.
I thought that was a nice touch for parties like that. So
One really unique thing that we saw at it was a hotel suite party, was they had a specific room where they said something with the bathroom, whereas if you and your partner need time to yourself and you don't want to be bothered, then if this door is closed, then it's off limits. And so it was a safe space for a couple if they needed
To
some
talk.
space for
that's a really good idea.
That's a
actually.
good idea.
Yeah.
as
so
long
I
as
thought
you
it was
need
cool.
that whenever maybe you have this, not an argument, but something comes up or someone is hurt by something and you want a safe space where you can go and talk for a second without knowing people are going to come in and try to bother you or talk to you. I thought that was also like a really cool touch at the party.
At the clubs, we give tours, and the main reason we give tours, not just to show people around, because they can probably find their way around, but really to designate the handful of rules we have about consent is really important. So we go over rules about, even asking to watch in certain situations, or, don't pull curtains back. They're wanting their privacy, stuff like that too. So
Thanks so much, and hopefully you guys learned some tips on how to throw a great swingers party, how to host one, or if you're going to one, you'll know that this is a good one if they're following these types of tips. So thank you guys so much for watching, and John and Jackie, make sure you guys check them out. Again, they are at Coletteclubs and openlove101.com. We'll have everything linked below, and
You'll be able to find them everywhere.
Instagram, TikTok, they're
Yeah.
You
everywhere.
name it,
Yeah.
they're there.
Follow them, all of their places, follow them in the description. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
thanks, guys.